Synchronicity University has an absolutely incredible July 2024 summer school coming up ahead. You've got a little time left to choose your tuition rate. As always, just $5 a class to learn from superstar astrologers like me, Mark Lawrenson, Alex Trenowith, and check out these incredible speakers as part of our July 2024 speaker series. Learn a whole lot more and sign up right now at synchronicityuniversity.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is April, aka Cosmic Homegirl. I am filling in for Miss Nadiya Shah this week to cover your forecast, your horoscope, the general horoscope for June 30th through July 6th of 2024. How is everybody doing? It is summertime over here in the Western part of the world in the US where I'm at, and I hope everybody is staying cool and having some fun. So we're going to take a look at what the planetary energies are doing this week and what it means for you. So like I said, this is a general forecast. It's not by sign in particular. So we're just going to see what what I like to call the cosmic weather is like for this week, and see how it's affecting us all generally. Before we get into that, I just want to remind you guys that I am a part of Synchronicity University this summer. I do have a class that is called Situationships and Modern Dating within astrology. So you guys definitely don't want to miss out on that. You can get your classes for $5 each at this time for a limited time. They're at a discounted rate. So if you want to check my class out, especially if you're a lover girl or lover boy and you want to know what is going on these days with what's in the air, what's in the sky that's causing dating to be a little different and challenging, and along with other great astrologers in their classes and their lectures, then definitely check it out. Synchronicityuniversity.com. All that information will be before and after this video and in any of the information attached to this video to where you can join in on my class and the others. And also you can find my own material at indigomoon.astrology.com, where I have some wonderful material there, including your 2025 horoscopes. They're on pre-sale right now. They're coming out in July. You can get them for a discounted price at this moment, and then check them out in July and see what next year is like. But let's shift back to this week, June 30th through July 6th. What's popping? What's cracking? What's going on for all of us? So we do have a lunar event, which is usually like the star of the week, right? That we're going to talk about, which is a new moon in Cancer. Me, myself, I like to try to go in date order of things. The transits can be exact on a certain date, but just remember, this is energy that we're talking about, you guys. So it's not always so cut and dry and exact. It could be a few days before, a few days after the exact moment of a transit, the conjunction, the sextile, the trine, the opposition, whatever it is, that we can feel and see and hear and experience and examine the effects. So it kind of wavers a little bit, it leads up, it builds up, and then we have this exact moment, like boom, right? And then it starts to dissipate over the days following. So I still like to go in date order. I'm a nerd. Pardon me for that. So this week, what I would say we'll start encountering first is an aspect between Mercury and Neptune that's very positive. It's a trine aspect between Mercury and Cancer and Neptune and Pisces, two water signs. We already know the water signs, just like the cup cards and tarot, they equal emotions, right? They have to do with something with our emotional well-being, our feelings, the feel of things. And Cancer season on its own is really about the feels, right? I mean, just look at different artists with Cancer placements in their charts that are modern day that I know of, like Kehlani, who's a Cancer rising. Love Kehlani, Bailani. And she has a song called In My Feelings, and she also has a song called Feels. And then Drake, he has a song called In My Feelings as well. He's a Cancer moon. So love those Cancerian artists, man. Go ahead and take a listen to some of those to kind of get into the vibe of the season and have a good cry. You know, we all have to do that during water sign seasons, especially water signs ourselves, right? But we have this aspect between Mercury, which is how we're thinking and communicating, how we're perceiving things and viewing things, processing information, It's in Cancer, and it makes a trine aspect to Neptune in Pisces, which is all about intuition, imagination. It's a very creative energy. It's about escapism. Escapism, yeah, it gets a negative reputation because generally we try to think escapism is always connected to drugs, alcohol, some sort of substances to take our minds away from reality and not deal with our problems and issues head on, just kind of pretend like they don't exist, right? By escaping into those things, by ingesting things. But escapism is not always that. There's healthy escapism. And myself as a Pisces moon, I will tell you all about it, honey. Okay. Healthy escapism, you can do so under this energy through movies, watching movies. You get into a story that is fiction or, even nonfiction, but you see characters on a screen. The energy of Pisces, especially Neptune being in its home sign of Pisces, is characters. And you know how right now there's this trend, right? There's always trendy buzzwords that I study that they are attributed to the planetary movements that we're currently experiencing, especially the outer planets that really make moves and waves throughout humanity and shift us and change us, right? So Neptune being in Pisces since 2011, 2012-ish, it has brought some buzzwords and phrases like main character energy, or right now it's do it for the plot, things like that. That's very Neptune and Pisces, right? So characters, plots, this is a movie, last night was a movie. That's all Neptune and Pisces phrases and trendy little sayings and stuff. So while Mercury is making an aspect to Neptune, our imaginations can run a little wild. This is a positive aspect, a trine, but trines can still bring some bullshit. I'm telling you, I will keep it real. They can, but they can also mostly bring like a great ease of energy, a blend of the two planets and what they represent. That's with ease, right? You can ease into some bullshit, but still, this is good for if you are a creative person, whether that is for career purposes or just on your own for leisure and hobbies and just expressing your talents and abilities. This aspect is really good for it. Mercury trine Neptune. It is very intuitive, very psychic energy, very telepathic energy, both being in water signs. So you may find yourself having dreams about people that are pretty real as far as the messages that they bring, maybe a visit from loved ones in spirit who are on the other side, or even who are still alive here, and maybe they are kind of like hiding something from you. You can find out a lot of secrets in your dreams when there is an aspect like this going on, popping off in the sky. So also, yes, if you're any type of artist, your artistry may be on point this week. Okay. So definitely just dive into that. But if you're just a regular person, you don't really do any arts, you don't really dive into substances or anything like that, this could be good for like a short trip that is near water. This could be good for spirituality, for tapping into that as well. This could be great for just knowing things, just having information just come to you like that. And it'll be hard to trust it because it's Neptune, and Neptune on a negative side can rule deception. So it's trickery, deceit, deception, and that can even mean self-deception. So a lot of times we have this type of a transit, we can have our intuitions just channel things and information just come to us, but we can question it, right? Especially if you have like a lot of earth sign energy, for example, or air energy that's very mental, about mental clarity, and earth sign energy is about reality. So especially if you are heavy or dominant in any of those, you can question your intuition and your abilities and the information that just pops up. Like, how does this make logical sense that it's just popping up like this, and where's the receipts for this? I can't just run with this. So some people may experience that, but some people who are more in tune with their intuitions, yeah, we'll just be running with it. Like, I just know that this person's lying to me. You know what I'm saying? Neptune is a ruler of, like I said, trickery and deceit and lies and all of that. But when we have a Mercury Neptune aspect like this, you can experience either side of it with people being deceptive. You can really tap in and tune in to your own intuition and know whether or not someone is lying and being deceptive, or you can just go off the deep end with empathy and listening to a sob story and just really wanting to believe something, that like to see the good in someone and just go in that direction. So it's all about finding a middle ground and a happy medium with it. But it is a really great aspect for lots of different things. So that's exact on July 2nd. Also on July 2nd, we have Venus making a trine aspect to Saturn. Venus also in Cancer, Saturn also in Pisces. So we have some water trines this week. And this is about stability, questioning things to do with stability and also reality, putting up boundaries, especially when it comes to love and or money. So Venus does represent love and money, the two biggest things, two of the biggest things in our world, right, as human beings. And Saturn is about boundaries and reality and stability, those keywords that I had already mentioned. Those two making aspects to each other can have you asking some serious questions of yourself and of other people that has to do with value. And this is Saturn retrograde. So Nadiya spoke in detail already previously about Saturn retrograde. So definitely go back and listen to what she had to say about that transit. It just started on June 29th, right? The day that I'm recording this and the day before this horoscope begins. So Saturn is retrograde. Retrograde is about retrospect. It's about going within, review, revise. All the RE, the re prefix words in English, yeah, you can attribute those really coming to the forefront at this time over the next few months to Saturn retrograde. Okay, so Saturn retrograde in itself, we're not going to get too deep into it, but it is about reviewing things like boundaries and respect and responsibility, right? And then Venus, love or money, just to keep it general and simple. So for example, if you're someone like myself who's a freelance artist, right? You may come to a crossroads. This is a true story, by the way, to where you are seeing where you're putting your time and your energy and your creativity. And are you giving too much of it away? Are you really being valued? Are you really being paid enough? So I have a couple of clients. One of them in particular, I do a lot of creative work for, and I don't always get paid for or paid enough sometimes or very much for the work that I do for them. But I do a lot of things for the love. There's friendship mixed with business, which, you know what I'm saying? So there's just the love of the business that the client holds, that I am involved with creatively. And so there's some things that I want to do for them just for the love, just to see their growth and to see people shine and everything, but I won't really get paid for it. So right now life is really about, especially in the economy over here in the Western world, in the US, you really have to start questioning where you're putting your time and energy, and does it equate to your stability and you getting paid and things like that, right? So I'm having to do a serious review of that and just start separating those things. Like, okay, what can I afford to do things for the love, just strictly for the love, with a limited amount of time that I have? Can I really do that? And I really need to sustain my resources and my stability in life financially. So is this going to contribute to that by me just doing things for the love? You know what I'm saying? So you could be asking yourself questions like that in different areas of life. It can be with business. It doesn't mean your story has to match mine where you're a freelance artist. It can mean even within a regular job that you have, or even if you are self-employed in some other, industry, you could be looking at, yeah, where am I putting my time and energy? Because Pisces in itself, it can be very giving, but over giving, and it can lack boundaries. And then Pisces energy has to do with others lacking boundaries with you and maybe taking advantage of you and your time. And Pisces in itself does not recognize time. Okay, just take it from one of my faves who's a Pisces moon and has Neptune in the first house, who is Prince, the master musician, legend Prince. He always said a lot of statements about time being an illusion and a man-made construct and everything. And he didn't allow clocks and watches around him, and he ran on his own schedule. He had his own time zone with his own name on it, and according to him, right? And everybody who was within his bubble, they had to be on the Prince time zone, which could be like, doing stuff at 2 a.m., getting up and working at 2 a.m. on some music tracks or some shit. You know what I mean? So Neptune energy, Pisces energy doesn't recognize time, but then Saturn is father time. It's Chronos. It is measuring time, excuse me, time and respecting that. So that Saturn and Pisces energy just in itself retrograde is asking everybody, where are you putting your time and energy? Are you donating it? Are you donating it? Can you really afford to donate your time and energy? Or do you have to get something out of it? Do you have to be valued for it and valued enough and paid, and not just accepting less than, So valuing yourself, and Venus is about value as well. Venus could be about self-worth and the worth and value of even like purchases and stuff like that, but also pay and payment. So a lot of us are, really looking at some things with this Venus trine Saturn. Like I said, Saturn retrograde in itself is going to be bringing up a lot of this stuff on his own the next few months. But this aspect from Venus is kind of a little extra there when it comes to our finances, when it comes to our self-worth and value, and when it comes to relationships. The proper boundaries, are they being put up? Are you really, asking part of partners or dating prospects what you really desire and that you deserve, that you feel that you deserve? Are you really asking for that? Or are you accepting just a bunch of bullshit and clownery? And oh my God, once again, my class, you guys have to attend it. It's going to be July 16th. So we're going to talk even more about this there. Yeah, this Venus trine Saturn could be asking you to put up some boundaries to block out the clownery and bullshit, in regards to relationships. And like, hey, wait a second, I've been putting up with this for way too long, or I've been accepting these whack offers from people that say they're interested in me, but they just don't really give enough. Do I want to accept less than just to have a person around, or do I want to put up a boundary and demand some respect and demand what I deserve? Speaking of demanding what you deserve, also on the 2nd of July, Mercury enters Leo. And we're going to be dealing with his ass through mid-September, because he's going to go retrograde. He's going to get into Virgo, just barely dip his foot into Virgo, 1 foot, right? And then he's going to go retrograde back into Leo, and then move forward in Leo, and then finally go back into Virgo in September. So we're going to be dealing with Mercury and Leo for a while. So what does this mean for us collectively? Well, Mercury, once again, it's how you think, it's how you communicate, it is how you process information, and it's how you speak, So it's going to be in the sign of Leo, which is very loud and proud. Okay, it's definitely a switch from Mercury in Cancer. Mercury in Cancer can have us a little more sappy and in our feels, like, and looking at photos and, oh my God, the memories and all of that. Mercury in Leo, he is not looking backwards. He's looking forwards, and he's looking around him to see who's admiring him, who's giving him attention, where the spotlight is, and how can he get within it and speak out, right? And just say what he wants to say, loud and proud. So that energy is going to kick in starting on July 2nd. Mercury and Leo, what are some of the conversations that are going to be coming up? I think collectively, and once again, I'm speaking from the perspective of someone who is in the US, in the Western world, right? And what I know from my world. So if you guys can think of anything else, if you are located somewhere else in the world, first of all, thank you for watching, but also give perspective from your side, right? So over here in my neck of the woods, some of the biggest topics right now involve celebrities. Celebrities are always a topic. celebrities and now influencers are kind of stepping into that realm too, of people who are in the spotlight, people who are center stage. And but why are they there though? That's a huge question that we have with Pluto and Aquarius. And right when Mercury steps into Leo, he's going to be opposing Pluto and Aquarius. I go on and on and on my own social media outlets about Pluto and Aquarius and how it is the downfall of the celebrity. I've been saying it for years and years and years before Pluto stepped into Aquarius. And now it's here. And look at the topics that are coming up. So the topic of celebrity, but more not like celebrating them, but the opposite, I guess we could say, can be coming up under Mercury and Leo. Like, why do we celebrate these people? What do they really do? Are they even good people for us to be uplifting them and making them rich? They're flexing, they're flossing, and they're showing us all their goods and their riches and stuff. While a lot of us, our economy is bad and we can't really live like that. Do we want to look up to these people as our idols? So I feel like there's going to be some heavier conversations about that, especially celebrities like J-Lo. Poor J-Lo. Oh my gosh. Pluto and Aquarius is being awful to her, right? These people, these are you adults who were born in the generations of Uranus and Neptune and Aquarius, you guys just really don't like celebs. You just don't. And I've been watching all your commentaries on it. And it's very fascinating to me. But yeah, J-Lo is kind of one of those victims of this right now. And I said the word victim, yes, but I don't need anybody to try to pop off at me. Oh my God, she's not a victim. Like, she's rich. La, 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 la. I mean, just in general, she's being affected by this. She's one of the number one people that are being discussed. Let's just say that under this energy. So she's a Leo stellium. So yeah, Pluto and Aquarius is not being very nice to her. So when we have this, especially the Mercury Pluto opposition, when Mercury first steps into Leo, there may be some of this stuff that comes up, this regular people versus celebrities and influencers, and the culture of, like I said, flexing all of your goods and the things that you have accumulated by just being cute on camera or having a little bit of a creative talent. Like, what really even is that? How important is that in our world when we have wars going on and we have this and that and people are suffering and people can't even afford to pay their rent and all of that? Like, why are you important? You can't just be important just because you're you. And Leo energy on a negative side, it can come off that way, right? I'm important just because I'm me. You should celebrate me because I'm me. I don't have to do anything. I just have to exist. And you're going to worship me and you're going to buy things for me. You're going to pay my bills. That's Leo. That's one side of Leo. So there could be collectively some more discussions about that. How will it affect you guys just in your own personal worlds? Well, Leo energy does have a lot of confidence. So maybe just giving you the energy to speak with more confidence in any area of life that is important to you or to the forefront for you personally. So speaking with more confidence, Leo energy is fun. It's childlike. It rules childlike fun. So there could be a lot more fun conversations that happen. Maybe people might want to play a little bit more games for leisure and stuff during this time. People can be more showy. Their voices will be booming a little louder, like, hey, listen to me, look at me. Okay, so yeah, that could be going on under this transit. But Mercury and Leo, a productive way to use this energy is definitely make sure that you are speaking with confidence, that you are, I don't want to say demanding, like demand, but I deserve. But that is a trait of Leo too, is standing up for what you feel like you deserve, especially while we have that aspect between Venus and Saturn in the mix as well. Let people know your value, your worth, your talents, your abilities. Don't be afraid to toot your own horn, like that old saying says, and be a little bit braggadocious about yourself and your greatest qualities and attributes. Why not? As long as it's not in a snobby, snotty way that's like putting others down and saying, I'm the best and they suck. Not like that, but still, confidence can't hurt anybody to have in any area of your life, right? So Next up, we're going to talk about this new moon in Cancer. This happens on July 5th. And this is the day after Independence Day in the US, aka the 4th of July. So be safe out there by if you're going out, you're doing stuff, and especially around those fireworks. Okay, be careful. But new moon in Cancer, this is an event that is very important because it's right in the middle of two full moons in Capricorn, the opposite sign. So new moon, of course, is like it's only concentrated in one sign, right? So this new moon in Cancer, it's not aspecting anything in Capricorn, but it is making a trine aspect to Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn. So there might still be like this Capricorn-esque energy in the mix, like the theme is still hot. We had the first full moon in Capricorn of the year 2 weeks before. And then 2 weeks after this new moon, we have another full moon in Capricorn conjoined to Pluto, which is going to be interesting. But this Cancer one is trine Saturn, the ruler. So there's still this element of where can you apply yourself as far as like an authority, like apply your authority in life. This feels like this week, a lot of people are just kind of kicking ass and letting people know who they are. This is what it feels like, but by all of this together, leading up to this new moon and the new moon in itself. So letting people know who you are, because there's a trine to Saturn, there's a sextile to Mars, which is definitely ass-kicking energy, right? Because Mars is about that action. Both Saturn and Mars rule the military. So not saying for you to be militant and put steel-toe boots on and really literally be physically kicking ass if you don't have to, but just having that energy and of course still use some discretion. You know what I mean? Don't be bossing people around and giving attitude all over the room. Not necessarily, but expressing who you are, what your purpose is, your value, your worth, your talents, and why and how successful you are and why you deserve even more success or more of whatever it is that you're trying to get, whether that's in career, love, whatever. That's what this week feels like. The full moon is adding to that. And this full moon is also squaring the north and south nodes, which are about destiny and purpose and divine timing, the right timing for things. So there is some questioning of not just like who values me, who's really there for me. There's also like this protection that's involved. Cancer energy in itself is very protective, especially over its loved ones and its personal world and personal life and home. So there's protection here. There's expressing your authority, and there is expressing who you are truly and what your purpose is and how you're following your purpose. There may be a questioning of that you may be having within yourself of what your true purpose is and where you should be applying energy and action to achieve that purpose and that destiny. There's a lot of questions surrounding foundation as well, because Cancer is about foundation. And this is like this cardinal energy here, right? Because we have the nodes are in Aries and Libra, and then the moon and the sun are in Cancer. So the cardinal signs, they rule the whole backbone of your life. They're the backbone of the zodiac wheel. So because we have Aries, Libra relationships, right? Capricorn's not included in the mix here, but it is a part of it. But we're dealing with the Cancer part, which is your roots, your solid roots, your foundation that you put down as far as your life, your personal life, your home, your family, your security, and all of that. So this new moon could be bringing up some topics of that in your personal life. What does security look like and feel like to you? What does legacy look like to you? Because of the Saturn aspect as well. And how can you protect all of that? And what can you do to gather your resources together to make sure that you are secure in your foundation and you're still following your true path? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things, excuse me, that this can equate to. But yes, this new moon happens on the 5th of July. And new moons are about new beginnings. I'm a firm believer in that, but I've also witnessed, experienced, seen, and heard and everything as an astrologer and an observer of humanity. that new moons can clear some things out. So some things and some people can go away under a new moon, but that's to welcome in brand new. Okay, so it's not just only being someone or something new appears under a new moon. Something can go bye-bye first. Okay, and then when the moon is growing again, then we lead up to something new cultivating that is a lot better for you, hopefully. So Mars is sextile Saturn. Just going to mention that really quick. Like I mentioned with the new moon, it's like get her done energy. It's protection. So this may be a good time to do maybe some protection spiritual work if that's something that you're into, or carrying around a stone or something, wearing one on you that encourages protection of yourself and your own personal world. All right, you guys. Well, that is it for your forecast for June 30th through July 6th of 2024. Thank you so much again for listening to me, for allowing me in your space, Nadiya and her team. I am very grateful for that opportunity to talk to you guys again. And once again, don't forget, check out my Synchronicity University lecture on situationships and astrology on July 16th of 2024. You can find me at Cosmic Homegirl on YouTube and Instagram, my website, indigomoon.astrology.com. And I do have some horoscopes coming out for you guys very soon of my own. So check those out on my website. And much love to you guys. Thank you for welcoming me here once again. Talk to you soon. Peace.